but we'll record. It makes me so happy to see y'all. I am a little worse for wear, but I am a happy, happy person. And my kids are all married, and I'm not responsible for them anymore. That's a good feeling.
Yay.
I mean, I still am, but you know what I'm saying.
I'd
Okay.
like to, I'd like to tell you I agree with you, but it ain't gonna happen.
I know. I already have four married, been married for a while. So, but anyway, life is good. Life is good. And these are just little things to me, really. The roof can get replaced, the cars can get a paint job and be fixed with all the little dents. Like everything will be okay, right? It'll be okay. Those are just things. We are all fine. And so that's great. All right. I am excited. Lisa in the call on Monday with corporate, Lisa Warnick said this is hustle week. It is our
Mhm.
spring sale week. It is hustle week. And I wanted to start off by Vicki. Vicki, will you share your quote with us? Vicki showed me, I've been so busy and crazy that I haven't really looked at Facebook much or done anything. And she said, Melissa, I shared a quote on Facebook on the Pineapples page. And when I went to read it, it really hit me and impacted me. And so I want Vicki to share it with us today.
So it says the magic you are looking for is in the work you're avoiding. And the thing with
Ah,
that is I had been struggling for 2 weeks to make door hanger things to put out in my neighborhood. I was going to have them hooked to the flags in my neighborhood. And I'd create one and I'd throw it out. And I'd create another one. I'm like, I don't like it. And then I was like, I'm not going to look at it today. I would dream about how am I going to do these door knockers? What information do I put in there that's so important? And so then I saw this little message, and it's like, okay, go sit down and do your door hangers. And so I did, and hopefully yesterday 100 of them got put out in between two neighborhoods, and crossing fingers I got the right words on there and people might be interested, I hope. So that is my first time stepping out into the wild blue yonder, I feel like.
I
So
think it's pretty awesome. I mean, I think it's kind of a really creative way to sell Thrive. I've never heard of anybody doing door knockers before. And so I'm anxious to see like how that works. In my neighborhood, somebody found out I was selling Thrive, and they're still a good customer of mine. So you just never know, Vicki, who is going to look at that and want it. And it may not happen right away, but gosh, I mean, you're putting yourself out there. You're getting in front of people.
I had one lady, we no sooner passed her house and she took it off her mailbox, looked at it, and put it right in the trash can that was sitting by the mailbox. And I was like, rude. Could you at least wait until I turned the corner? I watched
really?
it in the rearview mirror as I drive off, and I'm like, well, she just threw that one away.
Oh my gosh, I know, poor Vicky. She did it right in front of her. That's so wild. Hey, Susan said to put that quote in the chat. If you would type that quote in the chat for her. She did share it on the Pineapples page, just an FYI for those of you who are on Facebook. Well, that's good. I absolutely love that quote. And for me, it wasn't a slap in the face. What is it when it like really hit me? It
It
hit me
was an
hard.
epiphany.
Epiphany, but it felt kind of like a slap in the face. Okay, like a 2x4 across my face. But it just I really loved it because there's a lot of things that I have felt inspired to do, and I have not done them yet for lots of reasons. Some are valid reasons. Yes, yeah, you too, Crystal. Yeah, there's a lot of things that we have thought about doing and we just haven't done it. And most of the time it's because of fear or worry or stress, or I'm not really sure exactly how to do that. Well, guess what? I think Vicki and Carrie, um, I'm just going to talk about Carrie. I think Carrie is such a good example to us right now because she has learned how to do so many things. I was thinking of you, Carrie, and how you, when you started, and now what, and your skill set then, and now what you are doing and what your skill set is now. Like you've really grown. Don't you think that you've grown in your skill set and your personal development, Carrie?
Yeah. I wish I was more successful though.
Success
Don't
will
we
come.
all?
Yeah, well, I've enjoyed learning new things. I always like to learn new stuff. And I think it keeps my brain working and alive.
Yeah, it's great. Well, I've been so impressed. And it is hard. You got to just find your people. And it's sometimes hard to find your people, but you will. And you just got to keep going and keep trying. Like my amazing vision board tells us, the only the only ones who won't make it are the ones who quit trying. And so we just got to keep trying, and we will get there. Like we will get there. I really believe that. I just do. So what I want to quickly talk about is what are some things that you're doing to get in front of people or to share the sale, and then what are some things, maybe you can talk about any of this. Oh, somebody's coming in. Or maybe it's what is it that you're procrastinating or not doing yet that you know you need to? Maybe that, throw out those ideas because we'd love to just hear. I know Vicki and I were chatting yesterday and we just want to hear people's ideas. It helps us and it spurs ideas for us. Ideas. Crystal, you said there's things that you knew that you were supposed to do that you haven't done yet. Even if it's something little, can you share it with us?
Well, that happens to me on a minute by minute basis. Part of it is my prayer life. I kind of put that off to the side and procrastinate. And then I will, as soon as I sit down and I said, "Oh God, I'm so sorry." And so I've learned that I take a certain portion of time in the mornings that it belongs to God, and I just have to give that back to Him and or give it to Him so that He gives back to me. And so I have a very strong prayer life. But I'm the queen of procrastination because I have ADHD, and part of that is I forget what my first thought was. And so I'm off on something else, and it takes me a long time to get back, and then I'll go, "Oh yeah, I had that thought not too long ago. Let me expand on that." So I literally have to write things down so that because it will pass from my head to into the oblivion in a matter of seconds if I don't write it down. So my whole thing about procrastination is I do need to have a plan for each day. And if I don't have a plan for each day, then I'm just screwed for the whole day.
Yeah, then you're just
I
running
never
around.
have plan B. There is never a plan B for me.
Yeah.
It's plan A or nothing.
Yeah.
So sometimes I
What are
just
you
keep
doing for
looking.
the sale? How are you trying to share the sale with people? Have you thought about that? Do you have a plan for that?
I do have a plan. I just did this big event that is a big community event. There were probably, I would say, anywhere from 7 to 8,000 people that came through this event over the weekend. And my grandson and we had a booth and we were tasting things and mostly chicken salad. And after they had sampled this really delicious chicken salad, I said, "The chicken salad you just ate is 10 years old." And they said, "Excuse me." And I showed them the bottom of the can. It was packaged in 2014
Wow.
because I've been in this for a long time and just getting back into it. And they were amazed. And I said, "This has a 25-year shelf life unopened." And many of them were very impressed by just, they're not used to having an individual food that is freeze dried. They think that everything comes as beef stroganoff without the beef. And I did several comparison sheets to have out there to show people and stuff like that. So I think for me, getting out in front of people is what I do the best. I am the cold call queen as an automotive salesperson in fleet sales. I was face to face with people. I prefer face to face. But my grandson and I are going to start working on videos. So
Ooh,
that's
that's
my
good.
I was that was why I wrote down your quote, because I said that's the thing I've been avoiding. Getting in front of a camera and doing something. So
Amen.
that
That's my
is
number one thing I've avoided too. I've known for years, years and years before I even joined Thrive that I needed to do videos. It was when it felt like when YouTube was kind of fresh and new, my husband really pushed me to do it. And you know what I said? Well, I still have some baby weight on me. I don't really want to do videos, with this kind of weight on me. I want to look better. Let me just wait until, which is so dumb, but I just wasn't in the mood to do videos. I don't want to do videos. And that was a great excuse. But hello, now I'm way fatter than that. And now I'm going to start doing videos. So, but
life
that's just how
happens.
life goes. Like we've got to quit making these excuses and just do it and be okay with who we are and how we are. Like I think Vicki is going to do so well when she gets her videos going with her YouTube channel because we all have things that are endearing about us, right? And our people will find us and they will love us and they will cheer us on and they are hungry to learn from us. And I just see it and I feel it and I know it. And so, and I know Carolyn does her Instagram channel and there are people who love you and there's people who don't, and just enjoy the ones who love you and ignore the haters, and your people will find you. I mean, I look at like Bill Keller. He's really dry and talks quiet and just kind of like monotone. And he developed a huge following. And I personally I love Bill and I love his wife, Elizabeth, but their style is not my style and it doesn't
Same
appeal
here.
to me, but
Same
it
here.
appeals to so many people. And so when I look at that, it's a great reminder to me that just be authentically you and your people will find you. They just will. So, okay, so let's just think. Anybody else have an idea that they can share? Thanks, Crystal. You're just so cute. And I'm
Well,
glad you love getting in front of people. Like that's so fabulous.
let me tell you that because it was a huge event and I knew I couldn't just sit down and sell stuff to people right there, I developed three little handouts. One was let's have a party. And I told them the different kind of parties that we can do for hunters, campers, preppers, whatever, mothers, busy moms and stuff like that. So I had that on the front, and on the back I had my QR code and all the information that they needed about us. So I could, and it was a quarter sheet of paper. I printed
Mhm.
off 10 of them. So I had 40 sheets. The other one was the spring sale and the other one was the April specials, just
Smart.
so that they had three things in our business cards to take away with them, so that when they get home and they're unpacking these bags, they can look at that and go, oh yeah, maybe we should check this out. Didn't make any sales while I was there, but that was not my expectation either. So
Is exposure. And Crystal, did you capture their information so you can follow up with them?
I did not, because I didn't want, because I'm really bad at follow up and I knew there would be a lot. And I would have to stick all of them into my computer and then try to figure out how to remind them that Crystal's here. So that was the magic that I missed.
That's okay, but that's okay. But I would recommend doing that next time
I
and do a
will.
little drawing and have them fill out their
Exactly.
information and you tell them on the little drawing slip that I will send you the monthly specials just like once a month. I'll send an email out. I won't spam you. And I just put that on there and they
Yeah.
choose to get on your email list and that's a great
Yeah.
way to build it. So don't forget that next time.
I
That's
will
my
I
number.
will do that. I actually thought about that and I was thinking about something that would be kind of a cool giveaway, but I
One
decided
step at a
against
time.
it. Yeah, I
Mhm.
decided against that. I will say that my grandson, who you've met,
Mhm.
and he actually kind of suffers from PTSD. He was very badly abused as a child,
Mhm.
and by his dad, and so breaking out and having conversations with strangers is difficult for him. But I mean, he was a pro. I was very, very
That's
proud of him. And so this is something that he and I are working together, and he is very much a part of this. So
Yeah, that's wonderful, Crystal. We met him at Jacksonville, and I thought that y'all make a great team. So good. Well, I love
He's
the
a
way
good
you're
kid.
getting in front of people, Crystal. That's wonderful. Well, on the Monday call the other day, Lisa Warnick said she gave 5 little helpful hints, and if you haven't heard it, I'm going to go over it really fast. She said, call your friends and family. And you talked about cold calling, Crystal. This is very effective. And you don't have to be salesy. You just have to say, hey, and you call somebody that you know might be interested in it, whether it's a family member or friend. Like, I'm going to call my brother, Jeff. I know that you don't have the food storage you need. He's my brother, so I can talk to him different than I would like a friend, right? You don't have the food storage you need. This stuff is on sale right now. Let's help you get an order placed so that you have what you need in your home. Because I already know, like, that's a follow up with conversations we've already had, right? And so I'm going to call him and remind him it's on sale. Let's get you an order placed. And so that's what kind of I want to challenge all of you to do is think of, I don't know, do 5 calls a day, 10 calls a day, whatever you have time for. Think of people and actually call them and just remind them, like, hey, these freeze dried fruits are amazing. They're packed with nutrients. There's some really great fruits on sale. You know, I didn't know if you were interested or not, but here is what's on sale. Here's what I would recommend. If you ever, I always try to act like, well, not act because I'm not acting. I am just authentically myself with my friends and my family members. But I'm like, if I were you, I would. And I give them a suggestion. Almost every single time I give them a suggestion or two, they do that. People sometimes feel too overwhelmed and they need a suggestion, so we can look at the flyer and say, I would really recommend this pack because it gives you lots of fruits and veggies, or you might want to try these meal packs, great for your 72-hour kits, or you might want to do this. Just give them a couple suggestions, and a lot of times they will do what you suggest. And they just need it. They need suggestions, they need guidance, and it needs to not be difficult. And when they look at that sales flyer, they're just like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to pick. And so I've also said things like, why don't you pick a couple of fruits, a couple of vegetables, and then at least try to get a protein in there. So work on, like, do an order of at least $99 so you get that free shipping, and then pick a couple fruits and a couple vegetables and a protein, and you'll have a nice little stash of food that will last 25 years, and it gives you a really good variety. And so if you just kind of give them in a phone call that you make, you could have a few little things that you say that would give them a suggestion. Just want you to know that this is on sale. The sale starts today. By the way, it started 24 minutes ago. And I actually don't advertise it until it starts. That's what I do, because I hate it when I send out an email and then it's 4 hours before it starts and people are trying to click on it. They're like, and then I get tons of emails. This isn't on sale yet. Yes, it starts at 11 o'clock Eastern time. And so I've asked them many times, can we please start at least 9 o'clock Eastern time? Because it's weird to start a sale at 11 o'clock Eastern time. But
Or
there's
midnight. Yeah.
yeah, they don't do it, but I think eventually they will. There's reasons why they don't do it yet, and they know my feelings because I have spoken it very plain and clear about that. So anyway, cold call. The next thing she said is email every day. I do not email my people every day. I feel like that's a pain to them. But during a sale, I try to do it every other day. And you can also text. Vicki sent out hundreds of texts, and we'll just see what happens, right, Vicki? She sent out hundreds of personal texts yesterday or whenever, and I think that that's fabulous. But some people like text, some people will respond better by email. Do you know what's interesting? Because I have constant contact, it gives me reports of when people open, how they open my emails and stuff, and how many. And it said like 89% of the people who opened my email opened it on the computer, not on their phones. They opened it on the computer. I was kind of blown away. I probably opened the majority of my emails on my phone first.
But
And
what was your open rate? What percentage of them actually got opened?
I have a really high open rate because I have cleared out my email list. I went through, and I probably have like 3,500 people on my email list, which is not that great. But I mean, that's great because I worked to build that up, right? But for me, that was kind of great. But it's not that amazing. It's not 60,000 people on the email list, right? But I went through and I got the person from Constant Contact to help me do this because I wasn't very skilled at trying to figure it out and I didn't want to like ruin anything. I just went through anybody who has never opened one of my emails, I deleted them.
Yeah.
So, but you don't do that. Don't do that all the time. Do it after a year or two, and then purge the ones who have never opened your email. And so I have a high, I think like a 70% open rate right now of a couple thousand people. And that's pretty good. Because what is it, 12% normally or 20%, the industry average? So right now I have a pretty great open rate and I have a click rate. You can see how many click and what they click. Did you know that? Like if you're using Constant Contact or MailChimp, you can pull up the email that you sent and you can see who has clicked the link to become a consultant, who looked at it. It'll tell you right there. So I just click it. And there's been times I've then sent a little message if I knew the person, especially if I knew the person, I would send them, hey, I just was thinking about you about becoming a consultant. I don't know, if you're interested in it, I would love to answer your questions or talk to you about it. Or there's a promo going on, or there's a special, or I'd like to offer you a blah, 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 and just try to get them. And I already know they're interested because they click the link to read about it, So there are some things like that you can do. One of the other things that Lisa said is cross network with friends who have a bigger platform than you. And so, I'm not like Carolyn, I first thought of you. I bet you have people you're connected with, or you eventually will have people that you're connected with on Instagram who you could kind of advertise them and they could advertise you. And I think and that's pretty cool sometimes. But Vicki was like, well, I'm trying to get connected with people who are Pampered Chef and whatever, and different other companies. And you can kind of give them a little plug and they'll give you a little plug. And that's a great way to go. So it just depends on how you're organized with your business. But think about that. That happens all the time in the social media world where friends on social media will connect with each other and they will give each other plugs and advertise each other, and it opens up a whole new market for you. So maybe it's even just small time. Maybe Carrie, it's almost like finding a host, right? We can think of it. Maybe there's somebody that who would be interested, get them to be a host of or just to share their referral link, and like challenge them, if you will share this with 10 people and if a few of them order, if you get a couple of orders, you're going to get the 10% in Thrive credit and whatever, blah blah blah. But I'll also give you a couple bags of snackies or a free meal, or like you can give little promos to people too. I think that that's a good way to go. So think of how to cross network with friends who have a bigger platform or a different platform. That's a great way to get in front of people. And Vicki, I think you were trying to do, this might have been what you were talking about yesterday. You've seen people do like parties where they come together and have like a home party or like an open house, and there's 4 or 5 different direct sales companies there, a Pampered Chef and a Thrive Life consultant and a Tupperware, whatever, all these people. And that's fun. People like to go to those because there's a lot of things. They might have a jewelry, a food one, kitchen one. So think about that. The other one is follow up with thank yous and a recipe. So that is a great way to keep your customers once you get them, is follow up with them after the sale with a thank you for their order, and then offer them a free recipe or some helpful tips or something. There's things that you can put together and offer. And don't forget, Canva is a great way to create those things. And Canva, you can have a free account in Canva. And then she said, get out in front of everyone. And one of the ways that we can get out in front of everyone, and I was telling this to Vicki yesterday, is just make a video, put it on Facebook, and just say, hey guys, I just wanted to take a minute and explain this. We've got an awesome sale going on, and just talk about it. Talk about the sale, show them a picture of the sale or whatever you need to do, but then do a quick spotlight. Give them a quick rundown of the sale, and then do some spotlights of the products. Like these mushrooms are on sale, and then show them hold up a mushroom right in front of the camera. Just show it to them. It doesn't have to be anything great. You don't have to cook. Just say, I use these all the time. They do not spoil. I put them in my soups. I put them in frittatas and scrambled eggs and whatever, quiches, whatever you cook, whatever you make, just show them and explain what you do and make it quick, to the point. Just do a couple of quick things. That's how I started my business. I did in-person tastings, and then I just advertised like that on my personal Facebook page, and then I started shifting people over to more of a business page. But just say, hey, I just wanted to quickly explain to you that this sale is going on, and just lay out a few helpful tips, show them a little bit of the food, and then everybody who likes it and everybody who comments, those are people that you can follow up with and send them a little message or a text, depending on how you know them and how you're used to communicating with them. Like, these things work. This is how you will get new customers. So what other thoughts? What other thoughts do you have?
I have a quick question for you, Melissa. Is there a way on Project Broadcast to see how many times a landing page has been clicked on?
I'm not aware of that. I'm not aware, but we can go look at it. You can text the Project Broadcast Success and ask them that. You can also go to their little university and type it in the search and see if anything comes up with that. But that's good. I'm not aware of it, but I think that's a good thing to know. Anybody else have an idea or any thoughts that have come to them of how they want to share or something they'd like to do? If not, I just want to, oh, Carrie, go ahead.
I liked Lisa's idea of sending a thank you note and a recipe, so I'm gonna try that. Because a lot of people say, I don't know what to do with that.
Mhm. And you could do that by text. You could do that by email. You could do that by paper, which however you want to. For me, I would do it by email and text, because that is how I communicate with a lot of my people, and there might be too many for me to personally do. But if you have a smaller customer base, it would be easier to have a lot of personal interaction. Vicky's very good at that personal interaction with her customers. And I've learned a lot from Vicki doing that. And I think that it works, y'all. It works. I have to tell y'all a quick story that just came to my mind. I have a customer. I don't even know how I got him. I honest to gosh, don't remember how I got him. But I called him up one day because I was trying to call my customers and do that. And I said, hi, this is Melissa with Thrive Life. It's so good to talk to you. Whatever. I said something and he goes, whatever you have to say to me, you can say in an email. I'm like, well, okay, that's just great with me. I will do that. I will send you an email. Do you know that he has been a customer of mine for over 10 years? Like, since I began. He's one of my original customers. He buys from me nearly every month. He buys like during sales, he buys, and every now and then I'll get a little text from him or a little email from him, and he'll ask me a question. Other than that, I don't hear from him, but he is a loyal customer, and he will say something like, those are great recipes. Thanks for sending them. The end. That's it. Like, but he has been a customer of mine for a long time. You just never know how people are going to react. But just try and just reach out. Some people are going to love what you have to say. Some people aren't. Some people are going to love to talk to you on the phone and that they got to spend a little bit of time with you. Some people are going to say, send it to me in an email or just please text me. And that's fine. Then you know how they want to be communicated with. But this guy's crazy and he's kind of mean, but he's nice to me now. I mean, he was just mean to me that one day on the phone, but he is a great customer of mine. So you just never know. You just never know. And he stays loyal to me, which I love. And he gives me little compliments every now and then. So it's fun. I want to challenge y'all to do some cold calling and figure out how many you're going to do a day during this sale. If you do it, if you try, the results will come. I also want to challenge you, if you're sending out text, send out text, do the same thing. Because some people you'll reach better by text. You don't want to call them, but you know that they've texted you before, or that's how you communicate with them. Send out text, do a certain amount a day, challenge yourself, push yourself a little bit. And then if you can, make a video and just talk about the sale and show them at least 3 different products and tell them how you use it, and make it quick. Don't do anything fancy, just quick. I love these strawberries, great to snack on. My grandkids love them. Look how good they are. They taste so good. Such a healthy snack. These mushrooms or whatever, and these meals are blah, blah, blah. Perfect for a 72-hour kit, and explain something about it. Give them some facts. They want to be educated. Okay. And then the other thing is, every one of you can hit ambassador. Ambassador means you have $1,000 of personal sales. And so some of you can hit higher than that. And you already hit ambassador this month already before the sale even began. But those are my challenges for you. As you try, results will happen. Just try and you will see results. You've got to find new people to get in front of, because the same old people. What does Jason Norton say? It's easier to find fresh people than to raise the dead, or something. He has some kind of funny thing he said. Sometimes raising the dead, meaning your old customers, your old consultants who just don't care anymore, they don't want it. Like, he had some funny comment, and a long time ago he said something about that in a training, and we still those of us who heard it, we still say that, like, it's easier to find new people than to raise the dead. So that's what he means.
So
Sometimes the dead will raise.
That is how it worked for me, because I was dead and you raised me from the dead.
I was like, sometimes it happens. Little miracles happen.
Yeah.
And I'm excited that you are back in, Crystal. It's really fun.
I'm enjoying it. I'm not doing much yet, but I've just had a lot of stuff to do with my church, because we just disaffiliated from the United Methodist Church, and it has been a nightmare. But the nightmare is over, and we are now Global Methodist Church.
Oh, good. Good for you, Crystal. And most of us are really involved in our churches too, and it's so busy, but it's wonderful. And that's a great network too. It is a good network of people.
I take Thrive every time we have a potluck.
Oh, good. You just have to try. That's my word of the year. Try. Let's just try and do something. All right. I just really love all of you, and I hope that you do well in the sale. And I know that you're going to have better results if you just try and push yourself a little bit. So see where you can push yourself, see where you can, what have you been putting off? So you go find the magic in the stuff that you've been putting off. Vicki, tell us that quote one more time.
The magic you are looking for is in the work you're avoiding.
So what have you been avoiding? Just go do it. Be brave. Get out there and try and see what happens. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Y'all are so fun. I really appreciate y'all jumping on today. It's fun to see your faces and be inspired by all of you. So any other comments? All right. Y'all have a good day.
Later. Bye.
See you later. Bye. That was a fun call. See you later.